Welcome back to the 21-day human experiment channel. This is experiment number 1, and the topic for this experiment is: can I learn how to learn again? Yes. Definitely a topic that I am excited to get into, get some insights on, especially being to the fact that I am in the process of rebuilding, relearning, relifing with brain damage. So this is, like I said, this process and being seen is definitely going to show me different limitations that I am going to have to learn how to properly deal with over the next 21 days. As we know, most people might think learning is about intelligence, and with the experiences that I've lived, it's not. It's about whether your nervous system feels safe enough to change. That's when it hit me, like, bet I have 21 days to find out if my brain, a traumatized, neurodivergent, brain injury, autistic brain can learn again. A lot of individuals might be asking, why does this experiment exist? And to be honest, for March 10th, 2024, my brain always was already carrying a lot, childhood trauma, parental trauma, adult trauma, ADHD, autism, PTSD, CPTSD, anxiety, depression. Some of these conversations are so hard to have, no matter how much I go over my notes. Depression, anxiety, like a lot of things that you don't plan for. I got injured. The fusion injury was my version of brain damage. Broke neck. Functional neurological disorder, nerve damage, a plethora of other comorbidities and ailments. So when people say just learn a new skill set, what they don't understand is learning is not neutral as it was before. Learning is no longer as natural as it was, and for some of us, learning triggers shutdown, pain, shame, overload. Learning could express so many different facets and triggers that we aren't used to dealing with until we're put back in that situation. So this is where I'm learning that learning itself is going to differ all across the board. So this experiment is about, it's not about becoming smarter. It's about finding out what learning looks like now. You feel me? So I'm super excited again for that entire process. And again, what I love about this process is that the questions that I ask myself is so simple, yet it's so dangerous. And it's like, can I rebuild a learning system that works with my brain and my new body, and my brain isn't consistently fighting it? So I'm not looking for theory, and I'm not in a book. It's in my actual body. So this is where I had to come up with my hypothesis, and I grasped learning doesn't fail because people are lazy or broke. Learning fails because the system ignores the body. If I design learning around regulation, rest, and feedback, instead of pressure and shame, I am excited to see what my outcome is going to be. I believe I can learn again. And, the only risk is, well, what if I'm wrong? Then I'm going to document everything so nothing is left out. Me being me, and I'm always doing shit for the plot. I'm like, all right, you know what? Let's go ahead and add some constraints to make this experiment something that adventurous, fun, and fulfilling at the same time. And as usual, all my programs tied to each other, so I was also happy about that. Now, with that, we had 21 days. We have limited cognitive energy. Like, cognitive energy sometimes is so hit or miss, and pain fluctuations, sound sensitivities, sensory sensitivities, no force and consistency when my body says no, no pretending everything's alright when I know it's not, no pretending I'm healed, no push through, no hustle culture, no self-talk that's gonna be negative, so no self-violence that's gonna be disguised as discipline, because I used to do that a lot. So at this point, literally, our key takeaway to understand is that adaptation is going to literally be our foundation, and not the willpower. I have enough faith that we're all going to push through this entire 21-day series and come out on the other side better individuals. What learning means here. What I'm saying, I don't mean my story. I mean, can I absorb information? Can I retain the information? Can I retain it without being overwhelmed? Can I explain it back in my own words? Can I explain it and break it down to where 5-year-old is able to understand? And can I do it without my nervous system collapsing? That's the standard, essentially. Nothing else. That also brought me into the cost of failure. This experiment isn't about fails. Cost of failure. If the experiment fails, it's not just disappointing. It means I need to like radically, rethink how I'm rebuilding my future, because everything I create, from teaching to mentoring, rebuilding, everything essentially in my life depends on learning. So yeah, I'm definitely like, oh man, what if, even though I don't like having what ifs, so hopefully you feel me on that, but if you're watching this and you feel behind, believe me, you're not behind and you're not alone. If learning used to be easy, now it feels impossible. If your brain doesn't cooperate the way it should or did, this experiment is for you. This experiment is for you too, not as inspiration but as evidence. This 21 day experiment, I don't know how much I'll learn, but I'm gonna find out how learning actually works this time around in real time, in real human time, under real circumstances and constraints. So I'll see you at the baseline. I'll see you later. I'm happy as hell that I'm going through this process with you guys. Again, I'm documenting this rebuild in real time and showing that it's okay to be seen when your nervous system is not used to it. So if you're figuring out who you're becoming to, subscribe and let's walk this road together. See you on the other side.